Also, another example about other people's money, about just how easy it is to spend taxpayer funds. As I talked about on Thursday night, every single person in the parliament from the lowliest backbencher is going to be guaranteed a wage of $600,000, $200,000, actually it's a bit more than that, every year for the next 3 years. In the case of senators like Lydia Thorpe, it's a 6-year term, so it's a guaranteed income of $1.2 million. So their pay will always turn up. It doesn't matter if the government runs out of money. It doesn't matter whether the $1 trillion debt becomes 1.1, 1.2, 1.7, 2.8. It just doesn't matter because they always get paid. And as you know, the nursing unions are trying to go after the aged care sector, suggesting the people who work in it, who of course deserve a pay rise, but they should get a 25% pay rise. Now, very obviously, any increase in the cost of workers ends up leading to higher costs for people who already have to sell their houses to go into these facilities. Well, today, the federal government said that they will go to the Fair Work Commission, and just as they did with the minimum wage case, they will argue for a sizable increase for workers in this sector. But the difference between the minimum wage workers, where the boss had to pay, you and I, the taxpayer, will pay. You see, the federal government have said that they will stump up the difference, that if it is 12, 16, 18 or 25%, the Australian taxpayer will pay the difference to make sure that these people earn more money. Now, the case for it was made by the minister today.
Aged care workers deserve a significant pay rise, a meaningful pay rise, and the kind of work that we want them to do based on the Royal Commission recommendations for aged care and for a better standard and a better future in aged care. It is more complex work, so they should be recognised for that. And when the number one issue that everybody wants to talk to me about in aged care is workforce shortages, we need to do something to value aged care workers better, and that starts with a pay rise.
So that's the pitch, but you will pay for the pay rise. I repeat, 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%. Now, people who work in aged care are, of course, amazing. We trust them with the members of their family, but the idea that the taxpayer will end up paying for this means someone somewhere would like to ask, perhaps this person in charge, how much will this cost? Well, I can tell you, the answer is billions, but I can't tell you how many billions because we don't know how much the pay rise is going to be. This is, again, at a period of time when government spending leads to inflation, inflation leads to interest rates, and you know how it goes from there. So, how much will this cost, Minister?
Is there an idea of how much this will cost the budget, and is it affordable at a time when the government is trying to tighten its belt?
The Department of Finance always do all their different scenarios. They do that internally, but exactly where those numbers land depends on what the Fair Work Commission ends up determining, as it did with the annual wage review, as it does with every decision that the Fair Work Commission makes.
But the difference is, unlike the annual wage case, you, the taxpayer, are not topping up somebody who is working in a chicken shop. No, we, the taxpayer, will be paying the difference. We will be paying the pay rise. And I repeat, it's billions of dollars. And before you think, OK, billions of dollars plugs the gap, Paul, what are you going on about? That margin will exist forever in the budget. So if you hear that it's going to be $3 billion or $4 billion, and it's going to be higher than that, that is on top of all government spending for every single year to come. But nothing to see here because it's really important and we've sold you on the vibe. What does the Prime Minister think? I don't know. He's on holidays after less than 3 months in the job.